Okay, good. So I think this is. So can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes.
All right, good. So basically, you guys watched watched the first video I sent to you, right? The first video, the first lesson.
Yes.
Yeah. So I definitely believe that everyone has watched that video over and over, and you guys have gotten used to the formation of engulfing and how you can draw your engulfing zones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So basically, I will get into the first step, the first classes for today, which is definitely market direction and multi-time frame. Market direction and multi-time frame. So I first of all, get my trace everything ready. Good. So first of all, you guys understand that for price to actually, this is an engulfing. You guys agree to me? This is an engulfing sale, right?
Yeah.
Please, as I'm asking you guys questions, I at least I expect you guys to, give me feedbacks as like answering the questions, so I could tell if you guys are on the same page with me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Sure.
if you don't understand, you can always call back my attention. I will take my time to explain. Okay.
All right.
So what type of engulfing is this?
This is in bullish engulfing.
Yeah, engulfing buy.
Yeah.
This is engulfing sell, and this is engulfing buy. So basically, I always like to teach the formation of an engulfing candles, and like I said, we have three types of engulfing, three types of EGs. So first of all, we have EG buy, we have EG sell, and then we have EF. Can someone tell me the meaning of EF?
Mm.
Engulfing failed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys even watch the video?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this what I'm actually explaining is like a refreshment. So before I can classes. So with that in mind, so the most important engulfing of all, right, is engulfing failed. Engulfing failed because one. Let me take this out. Hold on a sec. the most important engulfing ever is engulfing failed. Engulfing failed because it helps us to understand that there is a change in market direction, and once we are able to spot the change in market direction, we should be able to understand what our entries should be and why we should enter at this particular zone and not this zone. So as the name engulfing failed implies, it means that there was an engulfing that price should have respected. When we have an engulfing sell, we expect price to actually buy, come back, get inside there, and then sell. But in a situation where price has done this and then breaks the structure, it means that engulfing has failed. Do you guys understand the concept?
Yes.
Totally.
Do you all understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can continue, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. So basically,
should we ask our questions after the session, or
no, you can ask.
after
You
you
can ask
teaching we
right.
will ask?
I want to be clarifying the.
Yeah.
I want to be clarifying answers as we move, so you wouldn't left behind. You won't be left behind. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Do you have
So
questions?
I have three questions. Yeah. So
Okay.
on lower time frame, it creates opposite storyline. So how do you tackle that?
Now, that question is a question that along the line, you, I would, your market understanding of what I'm going to teach you today will help you understand that your question.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to bear with
Okay.
me. I'm going to touch every aspect of engulfing today, and so you could tell, and then probably I'm going to ask you if I have answered your question along the line. Okay,
All right. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
right, good. But that doesn't mean if you have another question, you can ask me. It's just that the question you're asking me right now, if I'm actually if I want to jump to the answer, you may not understand. So I have to come from a direction so you could understand what your question and how you can answer it. So good. So basically, the same thing goes for EG buy. If price, we expect price to buy inside the zone to the upper side, but the situation where it breaks with body, closes outside with body, we are expecting to sell from this zone down. Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So that brings us to the formation of engulfings. Now, basically, whenever you see an engulfing, right, it means that there was a break of structure one time frame below. I repeat, whenever you see an engulfing by 80% of the times, it means that there was a change of storyline one time frame below. What is a change of storyline? For example, for example, we have a monthly sell zone, we have a monthly buy zone. This is how price is approaching the monthly buy zone, monthly sell zone, and then boom, it comes down to the monthly buy zone. Now, this is monthly, this is how it is on monthly. Now, if you go down to weekly, right, this is how price is going to approach the zone on a monthly time frame, in a weekly time frame. And when we have this is a change of storyline. So we expect to sell here in continuation down to this monthly buy zone, and then if we have this, a change of storyline. Do you guys understand that concept? Change of storyline is a
Yeah.
break of structure.
Yes.
Whatever you change of
Yes.
storyline. Now, there are criteria in which I consider markets to have a change in storyline, and one of those criteria is there must be an engulfing failed. What do I mean? Now, this is our monthly sell zone, and these are our monthly buy zone. Let's say this is our box, and then this is our monthly sell zone, our box. So definitely, this is how price is going to approach this zone. Right now, all these places are engulfing buy zones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me to consider markets to have a change of storyline, markets should, at least one of the criteria is markets should at least create an engulfing failed. That means he has to break this engulfing buy that has formed here, and then that is one of the criteria I should have for a change of storyline. Now, whenever this happens, whenever an engulfing failed happens, like the leg that brought price into your monthly zone from a weekly time frame, right? Whenever that leg fails, right? If you switch back to a monthly time frame, it should form an engulfing cell, which is this. If it breaks outside, you should have an engulfing failed on a monthly time frame. I don't know if you guys understand me. Do you understand?
Yeah, I don't. We do.
One more time, should I repeat it?
It's necessary that it should form the engulfing cell?
I think you're like really far away from your mic because I can't really hear you.
Is it necessary that price should form the engulfing cell?
Yes, it is very necessary for price
Okay.
to form an engulfing field if you want to consider it as a break of structure. Let me explain it one more time. This right here is my monthly cell zone, monthly engulfing cell. I have my box. And then I have my monthly engulfing buy zone, which is my target. Price moves from zone to zone. You guys understand resistance to from resistance to support, from support to resistance. Do you understand? This is how price moves.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of engulfing, this is how price should move to. This is how price moves from engulfing buy zone to an engulfing sell zone. That is how price moves on forex market. Now this is my monthly sell zone. First of all, price. I want to sell market inside this zone, right? So now I actually need a weekly storyline to change. Now let me write this down for you guys. You guys should actually write this down. Write this down. I don't know, journal, however you're gonna do it. Write this down. Write this down. If 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 we have a monthly, if you have a monthly sell zone, first of all, okay, let's do this. Monthly to monthly, we need a weekly COS. You guys know what COS means, right? Change of storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You guys understand?
Yes.
So if you have a weekly to weekly, what do we need?
A daily.
Daily change of storyline. Daily COS. Daily to daily. What do we need?
A 4 hour.
H4 COS. It goes down up until 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, 15 seconds. That is how price should actually, this is how price move. So once you understand this cycle, that if price should touch my monthly buy zone and it wants to go to my monthly sell zone, a weekly storyline has to change. Now, what do I mean by change of storyline? There must be a break of structure. What is one of the criteria for a break of structure? There must be an engulfing that has failed, be it a buy setup, be it a sell setup.
Yes.
Do you understand? So, assuming this is a monthly sell zone, this is a monthly sell zone, and this is a monthly buy zone. I need a weekly change of storyline. Now, this is how price is approaching my monthly sell zone on a weekly time frame. Is buying. Market is bullish on a weekly time frame. Now, this is the first time market tapped into this monthly sell zone. Now, if price has to come down here, this leg has to fail. Now, this leg that I'm talking about, always an engulfing buy. That engulfing buy has to fail. So in this situation, we have an engulfing buy candle here, and we have our zone. Now, this zone has to fail. What do I mean? Market has to break this zone with body, and then probably the retest of this zone. That is where we'll be looking for our entries down to our monthly buy zone. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go to the market first to confirm something. Let me show you guys on the live market. So daily, let me explain something to you guys. Good. Now this is a daily buy zone. You guys agree with me? This is a daily buy zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a daily buy zone. Daily. And then this right here is a daily sell zone. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now the direction is we are selling from this daily sell zone to this daily buy zone. Now, daily to daily, what is one of the criteria that I need to see if I go down to a lower time frame if I am selling market on a 4 hours time frame? I need to see a 4 hours change of storyline. Right. So I go down to 4 hours time frame. Has there been any engulfing failed? The answer is yes. Why? Because if you look at this now, ever since price changed storyline here, this is an engulfing failed. I'm gonna like backtest all of this to you guys to show you guys, but I want to show you guys what I'm actually showing you. But I'm gonna backtest each of the entries that I took so you guys can get familiar with the whole market thing. So now basically this is an H4 change of storyline. I will explain to you guys. On a daily time frame, the price reacted off this engulfing failed here on the daily time frame. Daily. Can you guys see this? This daily engulfing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engulfing failed. Yes. So good. Now if I'm buying this market, I would have been buying the market up to this daily engulfing sell zone here. Now, one of the criteria to buy this market down here is I need a 4 hours change of storyline. Now let's go down. Now this is the first time. Market tapped this zone. Market couldn't fail this zone. Whereas market respect this zone, came down, tapped this zone again, and then formed this engulfing sell zone just before it tapped into this zone. So I knew that if price breaks through this zone, it will come back for a retest, and then we are buying. Can you guys see that 4 hours change of storyline?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So that's the reason why price was buying, and ever since then, price has just been bullish on H4 time frame, right? And then up onto this zone, price was bullish. This zone right here. Now, good. That reminds me. Now, remember, you guys, I actually said that okay, price was gonna buy to this daily buy zone, right? Daily sell zone, right? This zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this zone, if I want to be selling the market, I want to be selling the market first of all to this zone right here, and then before it gets to this zone, there's this dominant engulfing sell here, which is also important. Do you guys know dominant candles?
Not really.
Okay, dominant candles or dominant engulfing are like two candles of the same color, be it a buy candle or a sell candle. This right here is a dominant candle, like because this blue candle here, has fully engulfed this other one. In other words, I will take it, I draw it from here. My bad. Draw it from here to here. So you can as well extend it. That is a dominant daily buy zone. This is also a dominant daily buy candle. That's the dominant daily buy candle. This is the dominant engulfing buy. Because this candlestick engulfed this other candlestick. So that makes it a daily engulfing buy. This is a daily engulfing sell zone. Can you see that? This is a dominant engulfing sell.
So if I am buying from an engulfing buy, so my first target will be the down, right?
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
as you guys, now what I'm teaching you guys is like actually new to you guys. Now, if you go back to take time and listen to what I'm explaining to you, then you apply it in the market, you start seeing some certain things slowly, right? Everything will start aligning once you practice. Once you keep practicing, it's going to get clearer each day that you back test. So now this is a dominant engulfing cell. This is a dominant engulfing cell. This is also a dominant engulfing cell candle.
Gailasal, please mute yourself.
Ah,
Gailasal.
I can't hear you. I can't really hear you. I thought someone was talking.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
This is a dominant engulfing cell zone. As you can see, price pullback, and then we had our entry. That's the reason why I was selling last week, because price was obviously respecting the dominant candles, like this dominant candle here. This is it. Can you guys see this dominant cell here? Dominant candle there. Price respected, and then so yes. First of all, I would have been selling to this dominant candle before my main engulfing buy zone. So now we are inside a daily sell zone. One of the criteria for selling this market down to my dominant buy zone is a change of storyline on 4 hours. I'm teaching you guys entry. I'm not teaching you guys one time frame confirmation. I'm going to teach you guys later. I want you guys to just understand direction as a whole. So now I go down to my 4 hours. The last engulfing that brought price up is where I will consider to be my change of storyline. Now, this engulfing here brought price into this daily sell zone. Now, just before this one formed, right, I would have considered this zone to be my 4 hours change of storyline, or probably here, first of all, 4 hours change of storyline, because price is bullish on 4 hours. So before I can consider price to be bearish on 4 hours, price needs to at least break this zone with body, and then a retest of this zone is where I'll be looking for my entries to sell from. Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
Good. So now, basically, price failed to come down to this zone. Instead, I think price respected something here on like roadblock on a 1 hour time frame. It was this, yeah. It was this. And then what happened was price continued buying, and then it formed this 4 hours engulfing buy. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Can you guys see that? Now, if you look closely, this red candle here broke below that box. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
You can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Good. Now, that is a change of storyline on 4 hours. So automatically, the price pulls back. Most of the mentors, most of the people I learned from, like my mentors, they don't go down to a lower time frame. They're like, oh, 4 hours is now bearish, and my target is here. They just measure. They take 50% of this. I'm not teaching you guys entries yet. Look, if you wanna learn how to trade, like I gotta be honest with you guys, just leave the money. I promise you, just forget about the money. Yes, the money is the aim, but if you get it right, you're getting the money. Logically, if you get your analysis right, that means you're chasing the bag, you're making the money. So just learn this thing first. Leave your funded accounts, whatever you have. Just practice this back test first. Get your psychology right with this strategy, because it works 100%. It works. So now basically I take my 50% from the candle that broke that zone to the tip of the candle of that candle, tip of this. So like I'm gonna take like the 50%. So I'm like, right now, I'm not teaching you guys SNR. I'm gonna teach you guys SNL in our next classes. So basically, I use SNL as my target zones and my entry zone. So basically, I'll look for a left shoulder. So starting from here, the person I learned from actually, doesn't really go down to like 30 minutes zones, like 30 minutes time frames. If this setup just forms on a higher time frame, she takes it that way. So basically, I'll be taking this dominant candle here, this SNL zone here, and then I'll probably take the highs of this SNL zone. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'll draw this line here. That is my sell zone. Now, after this break, when price pulls back, now this was news. There was a manipulation here. When price reversed, I was stacking my buys, stacking my sells here, stacking my sells here, stacking my sells, and then price went up to clear some liquidities that were here. And then what happened? Massive drop. Look at how accurate it was. Look at how powerful that change of storyline was. Look at how powerful that change of storyline was. So now this right here was a 4 hours engulfing fell. Because if you look closely, the black candle, this red candle closed outside that box. So automatically that zone has failed. And so we'll be looking for sales. I took the sales. What did I say? This was our target. Do you guys understand change of storyline? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Good. So continue.
Yeah.
Now on my daily time frame, price tapped into this daily time frame and closed as a bearish candle. As a bearish candle. Right? Now, since price has tapped that zone and closed as a bearish candle, I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I want to also focus on selling the market down to this zone right here. Can you guys see this zone? This daily buy zone. Can you see?
Yeah.
Now, price tapped and closed inside this this 4 hours, daily buy zone. Let me take this one out. Let me use this particular one, daily. So I'm like, in terms of SNL, right? I would have been targeting this zone right here, like the buys. So then in my mind, I'm like, if price should break above this particular daily sell zone, because this is the leg that brought price down into this weekly zone. So if price should break this zone, we are going to our weekly engulfing sell zone. Let me show you guys something. Price reacted off this engulfing failed on the weekly time frame. And as such, I was buying this market to this weekly sell zone here. Now, mind you, right? Price can actually respect this engulfing failed here, since this is an engulfing failed. First of all, I would have been buying to this engulfing failed, and then if price should have respected that engulfing failed, I would have been, selling, because weekly is bullish, weekly is bearish. Why do I say that weekly is bearish? Look at this. Ever since price made this engulfing failed here, weekly has been bearish. So if you look at this with me, right? Look at this. Higher low, higher high, 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 higher low, higher high. A break of structure. Price pullback. We tested this zone. So I'm expecting at least price to actually follow the weekly storyline. Now, if price should break above this weekly engulfing sell zone, weekly would now be bullish. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Good. So now, going up to the monthly time frame zone. You guys understand the change of storyline. I just want to make sure you guys are on the same page with me.
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Going down to the 1 year time frame. I don't know if you guys have ever used a 1 year time frame. Basically, I like to use like a 1 year time frame so I know what I am looking for the rest of the year. Now look at this with me. Price on a yearly time frame made this engulfing fail. Like each candlestick you see here is a yearly time frame. It takes a year for the candlestick to close. So on my yearly time frame, price recently broke an engulfing fail. Now you guys, you remember what I said? I talked about an engulfing fail. That if we have an engulfing sell, right, we expect that if price should pull back, we are selling. But should in case price should break above, we are now doing what? Are we buying or are we selling?
We are buying.
We are buying, correct. So in this situation right here, we have a yearly engulfing fail, which is really, really strong, right? Really, really strong. Now, if price is gonna buy further to, I don't know, maybe use your forecasting to take it from here to this point. I don't really know how to use this, but like I learned it from Fips Don't Lie. And then you bring it down to this zone. I should expect price to go to 127. Now, before price actually go down to this zone right here, first of all, since we have 12 months that makes up a year. Now I need like 4 candlesticks to work with when I go down to a lower time frame. And so if you divide the 12 months that makes up a year, 3, you're gonna have by 4, you're gonna have 3 months. So that means if I go to 3 months time frame, I should be working with 4 candlesticks. So now going down to my 3 months time frame, I'm like, okay, first of all, 12 months, 1 year. And I'm like, price pullback and closed inside this engulfing fail. Now I need my 3 months candle to fail in order for price to actually go up. So now going down to my 3 months time frame, now I ask myself, where is the first time price tested this zone? Obviously, this is the first time price tested this zone. And in order for price to go further to that zone that I marked, price needed to fail. This zone, this engulfing cell here needed to fail. So that needed to fail. Now let me ask, did markets break that zone? This engulfing cell zone?
No.
Yeah.
No, it didn't break.
Engulfing cell zone. Look at it very well. No. Why? Because price just went up, closed back inside. That means price wants to respect this zone. And whatever entries we have here, we are definitely selling to this engulfing buy here. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Good. Now price was unable to push further to the upside, and then while it was retracing back down, our target was this engulfing buy zone, and which market broke out of it. So definitely this is an engulfing failed. Price is still, although price is still bullish on like our 3 months time frame, the inner structure is bearish. What do I mean? Now we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Now price has done this. Does this mean this is like an entire break of structure? Yes or no?
No.
No, because
No.
this is the leg that it's supposed to break. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now had it been this leg right here, made like a week, maybe this was a week right here, and now this week is higher than this week. Now I will consider this to be a break of structure.
Yes.
What I'm just explaining happened on 4 hours time frame. Let me show you. Now, you guys, can you see this? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now this is the highest. Now price, hold on. Price actually came back, came up, broke this structure. This is an engulfing fell. Now the inner structure is now bearish. Doesn't mean that the entire structure is bearish. This is where price should have broken for us to consider the market to have changed direction. But that did not happen. Instead, price respected this dominant engulfing buy here, and then the spike went up. That was news. That was like NFP, and I took that buy. Obviously, I don't know if you guys saw it. I posted it on my stories. Did you guys see it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Now since price has made this push right here, this push right here, can you guys see this engulfing buy here?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously this is now higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if price should break this engulfing here like this, we are selling, which is why price came back and we are selling. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm explaining to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna sound strange, but if you go back to watch the videos that I'm showing you guys, like with time, you guys will know. Like when I first learned this, it was like it sounded so vague to me because I was like, man, like how will I know the right engulfing to consider? How will I know the right buy zone? Like how will I know the right buy zone? Take it easy. You will understand what I'm teaching you guys bit by bit. You don't have to digest everything right now. You just have to digest the necessary points. And the necessary points that I'm teaching you guys is how important engulfing failed is in our trading strategy. It's very important. Without an EF, I wouldn't be having entries.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you that. I wouldn't be having entries without an EF. So basically, like I said, this right here is the last push that brought price up.
Right.
That engulfing for hours, because this zone has been violated, right? This week here has been violated. Besides, this was liquidity. Price had to test, I think, 4 hours support, fresh resistance, which is where everyone sold from. This was liquidity building up here. I'm not talking about liquidity right here. I don't like SMC. SMC is like way too complicated. It's way too nerdy. This industry is already fucked up, really, really complicated. So why do you have to label everything and make everyone confused when like there are simple terms? So for me, if a zone has been tested once in terms of SNL, this is a fresh SNL zone, support zone. Now this zone has been tested. To me, that zone automatically turns into liquidity. I'm not going to use that zone again. Automatically, that zone turns into liquidity. I'm not using that zone here. That's the reason why price took this high here and then went down to take this. So basically, when I noticed that price had changed storyline on 4 hours here, very well. I noticed that price had changed storyline. Now this candle, this is the candle that broke that 4 hours. This red candle. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful, beautiful. When I saw this, I was like, it's time to make money. Now, look at this with me. When price broke out of that zone, I was like, okay, now where am I selling this market? Where am I selling it from? So now I took my FIP2. I'm like, from the 50% of my 4 hours candle is where I'll be looking for sales. So from my 50%, I saw this left shoulder here in terms of SNL. I'm not teaching you guys entry, but I'm just showing you guys how my SOP, my system of approach is like you now have what to always look out for in the market when you are trading. I did something like that. Now, after several months of backtesting, several years of backtesting, and then learning engulfing, I now have a system, and this system I'm teaching you guys is what I use to make money. Now, when I saw this 4 hours engulfing failed, why? Because first of all, I am inside a daily sell zone, right? You guys need to understand your time frames. Now, this box is my daily by a daily sell zone, and inside my daily sell zone, I needed a 4 hours engulfing failed. Now, first of all, I expected market to fail right here during NFP, but that did not happen. So the following I think that the following week, I saw this engulfing buy here, and it was obvious that engulfing buy here created the leg I was looking for. Came here, then boom, this is the leg I was looking for. So I was like, if price to break this leg, I'll be selling it from that leg down, and obviously that has happened.
I mean, I want to ask one question. How would you
Okay,
know that price will not go above to the extreme and fall down?
how will I know that? What?
Yeah, I mean, price could go to the extreme, right? And then
Like
fall down.
this extreme engulfing buy
No, the above one.
above or this zone.
No, for selling, for selling. Price
For
change the
I
storyline in 4 hour, right?
I don't really understand your question. Come again. Just come again. Explain one more time. Again.
Price created the change of storyline in 4 hour, right?
Yeah.
So how are you so confident that the price will react to engulfing failed, not the engulfing sell?
Now, the reason why I am confident that price will react to an engulfing failed is that engulfing failed zones are very strong. Like they are so strong. Like you should be based. In fact, just completely base your whole hopes on forex trading on engulfing failed candles. Like I promise you that engulfing failed candles. Now, this is the reason why I like to tell you guys, I don't want my teaching to be just objective. Now I want it to be theoretical. Like I want you to actually get into the market and backtest and see for yourself that yes, whenever we have an EF, price will respect that EF and go to the next zone. Like I explained it here to you guys. And then since we're buying from here, I expected price to change our 4 hour storyline. It was obvious that this is the zone that brought price down. So, hello, hello, can you guys hear me?
You are
Yes.
interrupting.
Okay, good. So I was like, this is the last zone on 4 hours that brought price down. And can you guys see that when price broke above that zone,
Yeah.
when price broke above that, what happened?
Wow.
Price tested that zone and was buying to the next zone. Even when this happened, this is a new candle. I knew that price was not gonna close outside this box, and if price had closed outside this box, I would be looking to sell this market down. Probably this would have been liquidity now, so price would have retested and will be going down. But price closed above this. Why would I be looking for sales? I'll be looking for buys.
Man.
As easy as that.
Okay.
I want to answer your question. Why I truly base my hope on engulfing failed. Now look at this with me. You guys remember this push, this daily push to the downside, You guys remember this push, right? Now, let me tell you guys why that push was very, very necessary. on a daily time frame, price created an engulfing sell right here. And when price pulled back to that zone, right, I wanted to sell the market down to this SNL zone. I don't want to teach you guys SNL classes right now. I don't want to take you on SNL classes now because I don't want you guys to be confused. Price was going to sell first of all to this SNL zone here. And then if you refine that SNL zone to like your 1 week zone, 1 week, I would have refined it to probably something here, which is this zone right here. Obviously, this zone right here. So now, for me, price was already bearish on a weekly time frame. Now, let me show you guys something. You have your weekly sell zone and you have your weekly buy zone. Now, this might be your weekly engulfing sell zone. Let's call it your weekly engulfing sell zone. And you have your weekly engulfing buy zone. Now, this is how price is approaching your weekly sell zone on a 4 hours time frame. And inside this 4 hours time frame, like I really want you guys to understand this engulfing failed break here. The last leg that brought price up has to fail if price is supposed to go to the next zone. There must be a break of structure. Now, there's a one time frame confirmation, which is going to be the next thing I'm going to talk about. But I have to really ensure that you guys understand this engulfing failed here. Now, if price doesn't make an EF, there is nothing you can do on earth that will make price go to your daily target. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. Price has to fail this zone. Price has to clear the buyers here. The buyers, people that we're buying here, will be scared because should be scared. People that bought here should be scared, like over scared, because price has now tapped into this zone. There might be a massive reaction from that zone. But should in case price doesn't break this zone, if you continue buying, create another engulfing buy, comes back, continue until it actually breaks this weekly engulfing sell zone, which automatically turns into an EF. Then if price should actually come back down on a daily time frame when it is retracing, price has to break this zone, the EF, the engulfing sell zone that brought price into that weekly engulfing failed zone before price starts buying in continuation of probably the trend or a change of trend that we had. Do you guys understand?
Yes, totally.
ES are very important in the market. So now let me explain another concept to you guys. Now, weekly, your weekly might be bullish, might be buying. But if you go down to your daily time frame, daily might be selling. Why? Because if you look at this explanation, this is weekly buy. Now, this is how weekly is, right? But this is how it will be like on a daily time frame, on a weekly time frame. Now, this is our weekly bullish buy. Now, this is how it's going to be on a daily time frame. Do you get my point? Are you guys seeing that?
Yeah.
So now, the reason why price reversed here was because there was a daily change of storyline. And the reason why price reversed here was because there was a daily change of storyline. The reason why price reversed here was because there was a daily change of storyline. The reason why price reversed here was because there was a daily change of storyline. That is how it is on all time frames. You guys know that time frames are fractal, right? So whatever happens on a monthly time frame is the same thing that happens on a 1 second time frame. It's just that there are just so much noises on a lower time frame. So I would just advise you guys to just focus on the time frames that I'm showing you guys in terms of direction. So now weekly might be bullish, bearish, might be bullish, right? Because price broke here and now we are buying. Now, while price is coming down to probably maybe your probably while price is coming down to your daily, weekly engulfing buy, right? It's gonna be a bearish trend on the daily time frame. What do I mean by bearish trend? This is how price will be coming down on a daily time frame. It doesn't mean that weekly is no more bullish. You know that weekly is buying, and this is the zone you want to buy the market from, right? As a retracement, right? So as daily is bearish, you are expecting that when price comes inside here, you will only be looking for buys only when daily time frame aligns with your weekly time frame buy. So that means this zone has to fail. And what do I mean by zone failing? Change of storyline. What do I mean by change of storyline? Engulfing failed. So now if the engulfing that brought price down here hasn't been failed, price will actually come back, reverse, come back here and still sells, continue selling, and then eventually break this zone. But should in case it breaks this zone and retests, we are buying. That's the direction for you. The same thing goes with, selling. If you're selling, if you have a weekly sell zone, if weekly was bearish, right? Now, when price is pulling back here, maybe you have your engulfing sell zone to sell from here, your box, or maybe your engulfing failed here, whichever box is here, right? That's where you're like you want to be selling, like you want to continue selling from this box. Now, however, price is pulling back here, this is how it's going to pull back on a weekly time frame, right? But this is how it's going to pull back on a daily time frame. It's going to pull back sequentially, and you're having your buys here, you're stacking your buys, based on maybe engulfing failed here, or engulfing buy here, or engulfing failed here, whichever zone the market price reacts to. Price breaks this engulfing here, and then you're buying, and price tapped into this zone but did not break this zone. You continue buying. Now this leg is the leg that brought price in. Price comes back, respect that zone, and still buying. This is the zone that needs to break. Now all of a sudden price does what? Price breaks this zone. This is a break of structure, a change of storyline. So when price pulls back, this is where we are selling from, to the next, probably to this engulfing buy that formed here on a weekly time frame. Do you guys understand?
Yeah, 100%.
Good. Now, you guys, you remember when I talked about formations of engulfing, formation of an engulfing, how engulfing candles are formed. And I told you, whenever we have, probably when price was, okay, let me use as an example. I mentioned to you guys that whenever we have an engulfing failed, if you go one time frame above, probably this is my weekly sell zone, right? And price is coming back. I'm expecting to sell, but price wanted to do its thing, because we can't tell what price will do. We can only react according to what price is telling us. And whenever we see an engulfing failed that happens, it tells me that, oh yeah, price is telling me that it wants to go down. So I have to calculate my risk and know where I'm selling from. Now this is a weekly engulfing sell zone, and then price breaks and closes above. Right now, if you switch to a monthly time frame, it should form an engulfing buy. Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
Now let's go to the market first of all to actually do a case study. Now, let me look for a perfect example. A good example is gonna be like on a daily time frame. Now, can you guys see this engulfing failed here? That daily
Yeah.
Now, if you switch back to the weekly time frame, forms the daily engulfing cell. This is daily engulfing cell. That daily engulfing cell. The same thing here. The same thing for this bar is right here. This bar right here. You go down to daily. Price this dominant candle here. I'll teach you guys something in our next class. I just want you guys to digest everything slowly. Don't get confused. If you switch back to a weekly time frame, price made that engulfing, this engulfing buy here. It's the reason why price made that engulfing buy on a weekly time frame. If you go up to this zone right here, the same thing happened. There was a 4 hours change of storyline. Go down, there was a daily change of storyline. Where was that? Price broke out of this zone right here. And that's why it created the daily engulfing, the weekly engulfing buy. So in general, there is what I call one time frame confirmation. Now this is when we are getting to our SOP, one time frame confirmation. Now, one time frame, you guys listen very carefully. One time frame confirmation is a confirmation that on a lower time frame there was a break of structure. So when I'm talking about one time frame confirmation, I am talking about an engulfing cell to form or an engulfing buy to form. Now, in relation to what we are talking about here in today's study, right? Now, if you have a weekly zone, right? You have a weekly zone, a weekly cell zone. Let me explain here before you guys get into the charts. If you have a weekly cell zone right here, a weekly cell zone, right? And this is how price is approaching that weekly cell zone on a monthly, on a daily time frame. This is how it's approaching. Now, when we first tap into this zone, now this is a weekly cell zone. Now, first of all, what we need to see, we are going down to a weekly time frame after price has closed while tapping into the weekly cell zone. We need a weekly one time frame confirmation, which is a weekly engulfing cell. Now, that weekly engulfing cell being formed on that we need a daily engulfing cell as the one time frame confirmation. Now, that one time frame confirmation, which is our daily engulfing cell that has been formed, shows that there was a break of structure on 4 hours. That means that 4 hours did something like this, broke structure, and then it has formed this daily engulfing cell here. But remember, this is the zone that price needs to break.
Right.
Before we say, okay, it has changed the storyline on the daily time frame. Now, the purpose of an hello, hello, hello,
Hello?
hello, guys, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good. So now, the purpose of a one time frame confirmation is to have an early entry towards the leg. This is when you're actually catching a retracement down to the leg that we expect to break structure. In hoping that if price should break this structure, we might have had an early entry here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let me repeat it one more time in case you guys got lost. Now we have a weekly. This is our weekly engulfing cell zone, and I want to be selling to this weekly engulfing buy zone. Good. That has been established. Now price. This is how price is approaching my weekly sell zone on a daily time frame. Now when price first tapped into this zone, right, and close, even if it closed below here, but it should close as a bullish candle, not a bearish candle. a bullish candle. Now, even if it tapped inside the zone and closes outside with wick, but as long as it's a bearish candle, sorry, a bullish candle, that is a closure. Now, whatever I need to see right on a daily time frame is I need to see a daily engulfing failed, a daily engulfing sell as a one time frame confirmation. Now, that daily engulfing sell is telling me that 4 hours, right? All the time framers, they have all aligned up until 4 hours, and 4 hours was able to break its structure. That's why we have a daily engulfing sell. Now, that daily engulfing sell is just there as like an early entry towards this zone right here, towards this engulfing buy right here. So if price should pull back, we need a 4 hours change of storyline to actually sell down to this zone. And then if price doesn't change the storyline on 4 hours, it will continue selling down to our weekly sell zone, weekly buy zone. That is how you have an early entry. Now, some people, sometimes market will form this one time frame confirmation, which is our daily engulfing sell, and then just straight down to our daily buy zone without coming back there. Now, in this situation, you focus on buying, focus on CMP, current market price, current market price, because that's where the market is right now. Focus on buying current market price. Do you guys understand?
Yeah, after forming the engulfing cell, it has to do the H4 finish to the right?
I can't hear you. Like I can't hear you.
After
Hello?
forming daily engulfing cell, right? So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it has to change the storyline on H4 too, right?
H42, yes, correct, correct,
Okay,
correct,
okay.
very correct. Now let me show you guys. Let me show you guys that stuff on the charts because
And
I like.
if
Huh?
okay, and if it is not in the H4 storyline, that means we are still buying, right?
Yes, like you
Okay,
need to align. Like everything has to align before price will go down. Like every single thing on the lower time frame, all of them
okay,
they have to align. So if weekly is telling you to buy, right, and daily is telling you to buy, you focus on daily because daily is telling you to buy. Now weekly will only you will only focus on selling because we are in a weekly zone only if daily storyline changes. Now if daily is telling you to buy and 4 hours is telling you to sell, focus on 4 hours because 4 hours is telling you to sell. That is the current CMP. Now you can only focus on selling more on daily if 4 hours storyline changes. The same thing goes with 1 hour. The same thing goes with 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. So now in this situation, let me show you guys. In this situation, let me use this zone right. In this situation, this right here is a monthly engulfing buy zone. Go down. This is monthly engulfing buy zone. Change to monthly engulfing buy zone. You guys understand? That's the monthly engulfing buy zone.
yeah, yes, yes,
Yes. Hello.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Now
yeah,
again.
we can hear
Can
you.
you? So okay, good. Now that is the daily engulfing buy zone. Now I first of all I wanted to buy markets to this zone right here. This zone right here. That is the daily engulfing failed because price just went through this engulfing buy here. Price just went through this engulfing buy here without respecting it. So at least I expect market to actually retrace back here. If it doesn't respect this zone, it's gonna come back to this zone right here. So yes, that has been established. Now I will be buying to this zone. Now, first of all, since this is an engulfing buy zone on my monthly zone, first of all, what I need to do is, number one, I need to see a one time frame, a one time frame TF, one time frame confirmation. One time frame confirmation. And after that, if price is supposed to go to the next zone, I need to see an EF. That's change of storyline. Those are the two criteria. That's my SOP. Those are my two criteria. So now, if you go down to, this is a monthly time frame. Now, let me type this out for you guys. And I think you should actually write it down. Monthly EG sell zone, right? I need to see weekly EG sell. That's like in terms of one time frame confirmation, weekly EG sell. For a weekly EG sell zone, I need to see a daily EG sell as our one time frame confirmation. If it is a daily sell zone, right, I need to see a week an H4 EG sell. Now the same thing goes with buys. If it's a monthly EG buy zone, the one time frame confirmation is a weekly buy candle, buy engulfing buy. If it is a weekly engulfing buy zone, I need to see a daily engulfing buy inside that weekly engulfing buy zone. If it's a daily buy zone, I need to see H4 engulfing buy being formed inside my daily buy zone. The same thing goes with sells. The same thing applies with buys. So now, you guys have this in mind. So now, this is a monthly engulfing buy, right? Now, number two, this is number one. This is the number one criteria. Number two criteria. Now, this is after the monthly engulfing sell zone has been, established. Engulfing sell has been established. Now, change of storyline, very important. So we talk about monthly. I think I really typed this out for you guys. Monthly to monthly.
Yeah, it's been mentioned on the direction videos.
Yeah, monthly to monthly. I need to see a weekly COS. Weekly to weekly. I need to see a daily change of COS. Like that is how it goes. You have a daily to daily. That's when I'm talking about daily to daily. I'm talking about daily EG sell zone to daily buy zone, or daily buy zone to daily EG sell zone, whatever the case might be. But it must be a 4 hours change of storyline, H4 COS. So we'll be referring to this a lot. So now we have our daily, weekly buy zone, our monthly buy zone, and I want to be buying to this at least monthly engulfing failed zone. It's the same thing, monthly to monthly. Now, first of all, what is the criteria for buying monthly? For buying from this zone to this zone, first of all, I need to see this, and then if price should actually go down to this zone, this needs to happen. Do you guys understand? Let me come again.
Yeah.
Hey. Outside. Let's go outside. You guys, sorry about that. Okay. Let's go again. Now, if price if I'm buying from this monthly zone to this monthly zone, first of all, I need to see this happen on a lower time frame. And then if I actually want to actually go down here, this second one needs to happen. So in this situation, right, this is the monthly buy zone, right? So monthly buy zone, I need to see first of all a weekly engulfing buy as our one time frame confirmation. So going down to my weekly, going down to my weekly. Now, you guys, bear with me. Let me go down to one monthly first. Bear with me. Now, this is the first time price starts into this zone.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that? Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, fine. Price has started into that zone. I need to see a weekly engulfing buy being formed and a weekly change of storyline. If I want to buy to probably this zone right here. Let's mark this out. Let's mark this zone right here. So I'm like, okay, I go down to weekly since that market closed there. Now look at this. Was there a weekly engulfing buy that has formed? This is when price stopped, right? Was there a weekly engulfing buy that was formed? Yes, there was a weekly engulfing buy. But the question was there a change of storyline weekly? Was there a change of storyline? No, because this is where price should have changed its storyline. This zone right here. Because weekly is still bearish. Why do I say that weekly is bearish? Is because price broke out of this engulfing buy here on the weekly time frame. Can you see that? Price broke out of that zone. So weekly is now bearish. So now weekly had to break this zone first before we could confirm what we wanted on a monthly time frame. Now, monthly is telling us buy because we just tapped into a monthly buy zone. But weekly is telling us to sell. Which one do we focus on?
Hmm.
Monthly is telling us to buy. Monthly zone is telling us to buy. This monthly, we are buying, right? Price just tap inside this monthly buy zone. So we are buying. But has this been met? What I just showed you guys, these two things I just showed you guys, has it been met? The two of them, has they been met? Go down to a weekly time frame. First of all, number one has formed one time frame confirmation, which is our engulfing buy, right? And
Right.
obviously, it was obvious I would have been buying to this either this engulfing failed here or this dominant engulfing here, right? This is the main place price should have changed its storyline. Now, weekly is still bearish. You focus on trading weekly until weekly aligns with daily. So now weekly, this is the current CMP. I'm like, okay, oh wow, weekly is still bearish, or we have a one time frame confirmation. This might fail because price actually tapped here first. Price didn't actually form this engulfing buy pullback before it gets here. It formed it, but pushed up to this place first of all. So definitely, price might fail. This place might fail. So now, I want to sell this market from this weekly down to this weekly buy. Remember our criteria: weekly sell zone. First, I need to see a daily engulfing sell and then a daily change of storyline. Now I go down to my daily. Now, was there a daily change of storyline? Yes. And obviously, its change of storyline came with an engulfing sell, which is daily, and then it came with an engulfing.
That's wrong, right?
Eh?
That's wrong engulfing fail, right?
Yeah, like basically, if West actually had pulled back to to this zone right here, this left shoulder here, that is where
Okay.
everyone would have been. Lower time frame, 4 hours was unable to get stock, so that's why it couldn't come back here, right? But the seeing this, I would have been selling from this daily time frame because I have a good balance right now, and definitely price is going down here, and it's obvious price went down there. Now, you guys, when price was pulling back to this weekly zone, can you see that daily turned into a bearish trend here? Can you guys see that? That's why it was buying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys, good. So daily has been bearish. Now, since we are inside a weekly zone, for price to actually go down here, I needed a one time frame confirmation, which is an engulfing sell on a daily time frame, and then a change of storyline. Now, luckily for us, both happened at the same time. That is why price went down here. And price, ever since then, now, remember, we are in a weekly buy zone right now. Price is selling to our weekly buy zone. You have your entries here. This is a weekly buy zone. Now, price has tapped into this zone. Now, I will be buying to this zone right here. Only if my criteria are met weekly. Only if my criteria are met. Right? So now price closing side here. Now, weekly engulfing buy to a weekly engulfing sell. First of all, I need to see a month, a weekly, e.g., a daily, e.g., buy being formed, and then a daily change of storyline. Okay, good. Now, that's my daily. Let's test what I just showed you, see if it is true or if I'm just teaching you guys bullshit. Now, good. Price tested that zone. Gave us a one time frame confirmation, right? This is a one time frame confirmation engulfing buy daily, right?
Right.
Am I correct? That is the one time frame confirmation buy that just happened. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see.
Now, is daily bullish or bearish? Like
It's
it's daily
bearish.
is bearish. Why? Because price broke out of this zone right here. So if price is supposed to respect this daily zone, this weekly buy zone, right? It needs to break outside this zone right here. I'm teaching you guys direction. When I see that you guys understand direction, I will get into a more deeper connection with this market. But I'm teaching you guys the basics. Price needs to break this engulfing sell if we are to confirm that, oh yes, we are on a bearish storyline, obviously. So now, since price actually closed inside this zone here, I'll be looking for sales. Mind you, you don't have to wait a whole week or a whole month for this to happen. Now, I'm just teaching you guys higher time frame directions because they are the most accurate of all of them. So now, am seeing this price closing side here? I know that okay, price wants to retrace. We have to sell. Daily still bearish, and daily has been bearish till this point here, to that place. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
All ones happening here are like minor structures. As you can see, daily was bullish, was bearish here, and then boom, it's now bullish, and then boom, it's now bearish. Ever since then, it has just been, and then boom, it's now bullish again, now bearish, and then after price broke this zone, daily was now bullish again. That was buying. I'm gonna backtest that whole setup for you guys to see that higher time frame directions are actually accurate. So good. So unfortunately, since this was a buy zone, we didn't have any reason to buy. There was no change of storyline in a weekly time frame. Although we were in a weekly buy zone, daily was still telling us to sell. So I was focusing on selling on a daily time frame. Now, monthly has tapped into this zone again, the second time, and this is it. Price has tapped into this zone the second time, and this is it. Now let's see if we actually had a one time frame confirmation. Going down to my weekly time frame. Weekly formed a one time frame confirmation here. Can you guys see that? This engulfing buy here.
Yeah.
Weekly. Now, first SOP has been formed. Now, the second SOP, has it happened yet? What do I need to expect to see again?
Come again?
I have a monthly buy zone.
Yeah.
Now, what's criteria for buying monthly to monthly?
Uh, we got the one time frame lower confirmation, and we will look for the change of storyline on weekly.
Good. No. You don't have to say anything more than that. That's exactly what should be inside your skull, inside your head, right?
Okay.
I need a monthly buy zone. Now, for monthly to buy the next zone, I need to see probably a one-time frame confirmation to have an early entry. But the most important of them is a change of storyline. Very important. Very extremely important. Now, this right here is the leg that brought price down. Sorry. This is the leg that brought price down on a weekly time frame. If price doesn't break this zone, we are not changing storyline. Now, someone might say, okay, is this not an engulfing? Someone might say, is this not an engulfing here? This one, right? Is it not an engulfing? Yeah, you can still consider it, but this engulfing was unable to violate the low of this candle. Can you guys see that low was not being violated?
Yeah.
So now I won't consider this engulfing to be the engulfing, right? I'll consider this one to be the engulfing. This one is just minor structure, minor engulfing. In subsequent classes, you guys will understand. Trust me. I'm down to make you guys understand every single thing that is happening in the market. That's why you guys, I trade like I know what I'm doing, like, because I am seeing what I want to see. If you guys don't see this, why are you trading? Like, why are you buying? Why are you selling? You're going to take unnecessary losses. So now, the one-time frame confirmation, price pullback and closed inside that zone. Did break outside that zone. Now, that's like the third options that I'm going to introduce to you guys. Now, whenever we have a one-time frame confirmation and then price buys or sells into the zone we expected to have a change of storyline. In this situation, price bought into this zone that we expected to have a change of storyline. And for some reason, we have our entry probably on a 30-minute time frame, and we were able to capitalize and ride the trend while it was closing on a weekly time frame, and boom, we are solidly inside this weekly buy zone, and price closed inside here. Now, this has been formed, right? But we have in mind that this is the mother. This is just the child. So whatever
Yeah,
we are
that's
doing,
external.
yeah, external structure, yeah, whatever we are doing here, we are just playing around with entries here, right? Now, eventually, price did what? Boom. Can you guys see that? What
Yeah.
happened is, let's say, and what happened? Weekly is now bullish. We are buying on weekly. Can you guys see that? We are buying on weekly. Now, candle closing time are very, very important in this strategy. Very, very important. Very, very important. Because if you don't understand the closure in price, it's gonna be a problem. Because one, this red candle closed inside this monthly buy zone again. So now I have to place it on this blue line. So anything to the left is when the this red candle closed, and anything to the right is the beginning of this buy candle. So now as I'm going down to my weekly time frame, now this is how that weekly this is how that monthly candlestick closed. It closed with this buy, which has formed this engulfing buy that we need again for maybe like call it a one-time frame confirmation, right? And you know that this is where you want price to change its storyline. Now, the price break above that zone, yes or no?
Yes.
And so now weekly is, are we bearish on a weekly time frame or we are bullish?
Bullish.
Good. Good. Now, bear in mind, like this is the zone we wanted price to go to. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And obviously, you've had your entries here. I'm not talking about entries. I'm teaching you guys direction based on involving sale. And you have your entries here. You're stacking your entries upon entries on a lower time frame. And then price tapped into this monthly sell zone and closed. Now, I want to be buying to this engulfing buy candle there. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Good. I want to be buying to that candle, this candle here, this engulfing buy candle here. Now, since price has tapped and closed, so this is monthly to monthly. Now, same thing over and over. Price has closed. Now, since price has closed, I need to see a weekly engulfing sell first of all, and then a weekly change of storyline. If I'm like, okay, yeah, price has to go there. Now, look at this with me. Going down to weekly. Let's see what happened. The price formed an engulfing sell as one time frame confirmation that we needed.
No.
No. Did it change storyline?
No, it didn't.
Was weekly was telling us to buy and monthly was telling us to sell. Which one is more important to us now?
It should be buying because there is no one time frame lower confirmation
Yes,
yet.
weekly is telling us to buy, but
Yeah.
monthly is telling us to sell. Weekly is telling us to buy. You buy, focus on CMP. Price actually respected this dominant engulfing failed here. Close inside that dominant engulfing failed. And since now, in terms of SNR, price respected this zone. Price respected this zone right here, closed below that zone. So if price doesn't change storyline on a daily time frame, right? It's when it's coming back, this place automatically turns to a liquidity. This zone is no more fresh. I'll be targeting this zone right here. So now price pull back inside this weekly engulfing zone, right? So I'm like, okay, I want to be buying this market again, back
Yeah.
into this inside this zone. Probably not no more. I won't draw this engulfing. I'll draw it as an SNL. I'll teach you guys that in my next class. So now weekly, I'll be buying from here to here. So now weekly to weekly, daily change of storyline. You have to note that daily change of storyline. So I go down to my daily. Let's see if I'm teaching trash or I'm not teaching trash. Now look, price formed a daily engulfing buy. Can you guys see
Right.
that? One time information.
Yeah.
Now this is where we wanted price to change storyline. Am I correct?
Yes.
So definitely daily is already bullish. So now I know that since price has formed this is going to be my target. So now this is daily. So daily to daily, I need 4 hours change of storyline. I go down to 4 hours. Where is it? 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 Good. Can you guys see this? Can you see that change the storyline? 4 hours.
Yeah.
Now, just before that happened, can you guys see this? What's that?
One time frame confirmation.
So when price tapped into this daily sell zone, we had our entries back to this 4 hours engulfing buy, which is a one time frame confirmation. Now look at this with me. The whole of this zone has been tested. Even this left shoulder has been tested. So to me, right now, I will teach you guys in my next class, but I'm just showing you guys something. In case you see me do stuff like this, you won't be surprised. Now, to me, this is liquidity because this zone has been tested by this week. Now, the only available zone is this zone, obviously. So I'm like, if I'm buying here, if I have my change of storyline on a 30-minute time frame, which actually happened, price did something like this, I won't be able to go down because it's like far away. And retested, and then boom, that was buying. 4 hours was once again bullish. That's why price was buying. So yes, we had that entries, and then on the daily time frame, what happened? We broke that structure, we tested, and we're buying. Now remember, this was our target on the monthly zone. Always refer to your monthly zone. Now this is the second time price closed inside this zone. Once again, price has closed there. So we go down to a weekly time frame. Has weekly engulfing sell been formed? No, it hasn't. So monthly is telling us to sell, but weekly is still telling us to buy. Which one do you focus on? Everybody,
Buy.
buy. Good. So now this is probably, let's say, probably an engulfing failed on lower time frame, whatever it is on a weekly time frame, or just to be sure, price tested this zone, this resistance broke, and now it's now supports. You guys can call that. But in this situation, this is what I like to do. I just like to use an engulfing zone to know what I am doing. So now price came back, tested it, and let's see if there was a change of storyline. Is this the zone that I marked? Okay, wait, let me go back to my weekly zone. Make sure I'm using the right zone. Right, this is the right zone. This is the zone, right? I'm correct. Let me take this out. So I go down to my daily time frame. I'll take this out. Now, this is what I call absolute manipulation. First of all, go up to weekly. Let me mark something out to show you guys. This is the zone I expected market to sell to. And then when that formed, we also had its dominant engulfing sell here. Dominant engulfing sell here. Good. So now this is weekly to weekly buy zone, weekly resistance zone to a weekly engulfing buy zone. So daily, let's go down to daily. Now price reacted. This is where price reacted to that our zone. First of all, we have a dominant one time frame confirmation, which is this. Can you guys see that? Daily one time frame dominance confirmation. So even if you see a dominant engulfing sell confirmation, that is also accurate. So as you can see, price already, when it formed the dominant engulfing sell, it had already got to this dominant engulfing buy zone. Buy. This dominant engulfing buy. So what I'm doing next is, now I'll be focusing on buying into this zone right here. And it is obvious that the only place inside this zone is this place, the only fresh place. So if I'm buying from this zone, this is where I'm targeting. You play the same thing daily to daily, 4 hours change of storyline, obviously. And then price eventually tapped into that weekly engulfing dominant candle that we need. So we wanted to sell to our weekly. Let me see where we would have been selling it to. Okay, would have been selling it to something, obviously, if not here. Price was unable to come down here because of manipulation, like market makers. Normally, it happens. It's very normal to take losses, but it is rare to take losses if you understand what you're doing. Now, I knew that this was a change of storyline, right? I'm correct. This was a change of storyline. Now, MS seeing this, and this is where I wanted to actually, sell the market to. This line here is where I wanted to sell the market to. MS seeing this is a change of storyline on a daily time frame. Normally, I would expect this to drop, right? Now, MS seeing this, since this is a daily time frame, I would advise anyone to take trades off daily time frame, because my stop loss is always above here, always 30 to 25 pips. Now, this is a daily time frame, right? You have this engulfing cell here has been formed, or you use this dominant engulfing cell here. whichever zone you want to use. Now, I can tell you guys that the reason why price did not actually, go down as we expected is because when price was pulling back, price was unable to fill the leg that brought this market up. That is why it was buying. Let's go and confirm that. Let's confirm that. This is a daily engulfing failed zone. So for price to actually come down further, I needed a 4 hours change of storyline. Let's see if we can break the engulfing buy that formed or brought the leg back inside to our daily zone. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Now, can you guys see this leg here? Did price break this leg? Yeah.
No.
No. So you can see price respected leg and we went up. This is where 4 hours would have changed the storyline. Am I correct? The market break out of that 4 hours engulfing sell zone. Yes or no? There was a break of structure, change of storyline here. Yes or no? 4 hours. Yes, it was. Because
Yeah.
why? As you can see, 50% stand was obviously here. That's why price. This is where I would have bought the market. This was my entry. This would have been my entry. Boom. Price is going up. Always EF. Always EF. Now in this situation, remember we're looking for sales because daily was bearish.
You're charging.
I need to charge my phone. You guys hold on a sec. I need to charge my phone. I need to charge this tablet. Okay, good. We're back. I hope you guys are you guys following me? Like, if you don't understand, you can always draw me back. Basically, I'm just showing you guys why engulfing fail is very important. That's what I'm showing you guys.
Yeah, that's the backbone of the storyline, right?
Yeah, that's the backbone of the storyline. I like how you said that. The backbone of the storyline. Yeah. So basically, remember, daily failed, and we expected to sell the market somewhere here. I think somewhere here, right? And when price was put back, this is obviously the leg we expected market to break. Why? Because that's the leg that brought price up like further to the upper side, and then since it was a daily closure, we needed a daily a 4 hours one time frame confirmation and a change of storyline. Now this is the 4 hours one time frame confirmation, right? But we will only be selling further to first of all, probably if price breaks this zone, we'll be selling to this zone. If it doesn't respect this zone, it will be respect this SNR. If it doesn't respect this SNR, then obviously it's coming down here because those are the last zones left for the market to respect. But in this situation, price was unable to fail here, and then there was a change of storyline on 1 hour. You cut your entries, and that's the reason why price was buying. From here, you had your entries here. You had your entries here. You have your entries here. And now price has broken structure. You have your entries here. So you have 1, 2, 3. As simple as that, you've passed your challenge. And then you take your money out because you understand what you're doing. You don't let market like if that is why you need to be flexible in the market. Although your setups are like your setups have been played, everything is now everything has now aligned, right? Doesn't mean like okay, yeah. To be very honest, right? To be very honest, if this setup on a daily time frame, if this setup on a daily time frame, right, this engulfing fail, right, happened on like a 30-minute time frame, I would have just sold, right, like 50% of that candle, which is obviously here, right, and then my stop loss will be around here. It's going to be like, let's say 25 pips or less pips. And then my TP is going to be obviously here. This isn't too far away. This is my TP, my stop loss. right? So obviously, market reacted a little bit, as you can see this red candle, price reacted a little bit, right? And then boom, that's price just doing its thing. I would have taken a loss there, which is normal. It doesn't mean that my system is wrong. It's just that price just wanted to do its thing.
Right.
You get my point. Hello,
Yeah.
you guys get my point. Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
look. The funniest part is, the best part is, right? I have backtested this same system engulfing failed pullback entry more than 10 times now since I started doing this video with you guys, and this is the only time it failed. From all these zones here, that is the only time it failed. Now, will you let this particular one make you feel bad, like your system is not working? That is why I posted on my stories today. If you don't have a profitable strategy, it will be hard for you to treat your psychology when it comes to managing risk. Why? Because now this is a profitable strategy. Always enter at EFs. This happened. You entered EF, it worked. This happened here. You entered the EF, it worked. This happened here, it worked. Let's check again. This happened there. Unfortunately, price could not pull back, but I will consider it as a win. It worked, right? Engulfing failed, it worked, right? This also happened here. Price pullback, tapped into this zone. It worked. Like, obviously, it worked. This also happened here. Are you guys seeing that? It happened there. Good. It worked.
Yeah.
Now, this one right here, I will show you guys why this one occurred. Now, price broke down into probably our weekly target, which obviously would have been this. So whatever happens, you know that this is where you want price to break structure. Am I correct? And then price has formed probably your one-time confirmation, and then price pull back into your zone, into this zone, which is this. Price pull back into this zone, and on 4 hours, price did this. Are you not going to buy? You're going to buy. And where are you buying it to? Obviously, this zone. And since price has broken this zone, what do? You continue buying. So you have your entries here, you have your entries here. You're buying. It doesn't fail. That is obviously the only place that price failed, and you would have avoided that loss. So can you see that engulfing fails are very important in this? Like, it's like a major backbone to this strategy. So obviously this shouldn't be a problem. Like, whenever I take losses, I just laugh. I'm like, if only the market knows what I'm about to do to it next. Because now obviously price failed that zone. I'm like, okay, it really happened. So like out of like, okay, first of all, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6 times you would have won clean, nice trades, trading engulfing failed. And then one trade, just this. That's like you've taken 7 trades and you've lost 1. You are fucking profitable. Do you get my point? So now this right here is a profitable strategy. Now what I'm showing to you guys is a system. Just like okay, you want to drive a manual car, not an automatic car. If you want to drive a manual car, there is a system you need to follow before that car moves. If you don't follow that system, that car can never move. Now, once you follow that system, once you're able to move a car, now it's left for you to understand how to steer. But as long as you move that car, you followed a system. And if you continue following that system over and over and over and over, you get used to driving. Do you guys understand me?
Yes.
Good. So this whole trading thing is basically understanding that price moves from zone to zone in multi-time frames. I'm not teaching you guys multi-time frames and refining your zones. I'm only teaching you guys direction, because this is the first thing you need to understand in the market. Like, what trend are you right now on a monthly time frame? Okay, I am inside a monthly sell zone. Now I need my weekly storyline to change. But if weekly storyline is still telling you to buy, you continue buying until probably you have a change of storyline on a weekly time frame. So now, for example, you wake up in the morning, right? and then you want to go to, let's say you want to go to work. You wake up in the morning, you get to the bathroom, you shower, and then you're going out to get into your car. You see your friend. Your friend is like greeting you, hey dude, what's up? How is the night? How you doing? You're like, oh man, it's cool, man. I got attacked. I got a nightmare. Like you're just with your friends, you're talking with your friend, and then you're like, oh, I gotta get to work, bro. You step into your car. Now your friend is only stopping you for a while. Like doesn't mean you're not gonna go to work. Am I correct? So now you get into your car, you're driving, and then you get to a traffic stop, a traffic light stop, right? And then you have to wait till the light shows green for you to move. Now that spot you are right now doesn't mean that you're not going to go to wherever you want to go to. Now you've passed the traffic lights, and then your stomach starts to grumble, like you're hungry. You decided to park to get breakfast, and then eventually you get to work. Now if your friend asks you, dude, what have you been doing since morning? Now what he is expecting you to tell him is your storyline. This is what I am teaching you guys. So you're gonna tell him, oh yeah, when I woke up in the morning, I showered, like I brushed my teeth, I saw my friend. Remember Daniel? Yeah, he's gonna be like, yeah. Now that is the storyline you're putting him through, what you did that morning. So now storyline is like a gradual movement of price from like the lower time frames to the higher time frames. But in this situation, we start from the higher time frames to analyze down to the lower time frame, because we want to know what the higher time frame is doing. So we can able to understand what the lower time frame is doing. So we could able to understand what the higher time frame is doing. So we know what we'll be looking for on the lower time frame. Hello guys. Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Hello. So that's why I'm saying, if we have a monthly storyline, right? We are in a weekly buy storyline. Doesn't mean that daily is also buying. If daily is bearish storyline, focus on trading daily bearish storyline until the whole thing aligns, like the one time frame confirmation and the change of storyline. They must all align. So you just know that just pick a zone every day. Pick a zone every day, like a 4 hour zone or a daily zone or a 4 hour zone. You're like, okay, 4 hours to 4 hours, right? If price has to go to the next 4 hours zone, first of all, I need to see a change of storyline, right? And then I need to see a one time frame confirmation. If I have a one time frame confirmation and price pulls back and closes inside that one time frame confirmation, okay, if it was a 4 hours zone and I had a 1 hour one time frame confirmation, I know that okay, I need a 15-minute change of storyline to break in order to go down to my 1 hour buy zone first of all. And if price should break my 1 hour buy zone, that means I will be heading to, that means it will form a 4 hours engulfing sell, right? And if price should actually go down to my 4 hours engulfing buy zone, like you need to understand, you need to align price. That's the reason why price is actually selling today. Because if you guys look at this with me, price closed inside a weekly engulfing sell, right? Can you see that? Can you guys see that?
yeah.
So now I want to be buying, I want to be selling to this zone. Am I correct? So now I needed a daily one time frame confirmation, which has just been formed now. This is it, right? This is daily one time frame confirmation daily. This will go now daily. And then we have this. Now look at this with me now. Now since daily was already bearish, since daily was already bullish, because daily broke out of this zone right here. Since daily was already bullish, right? And I wanted price to come back here, right? This is a refined weekly zone. I'm not talking about refinement. I'll talk about refinements in our next class. So now I'll be playing. This is my weekly zone. This is my weekly zone. So I refine weekly zone to daily zone. So this is my weekly zone. This is obviously the zone closest to my weekly. So I might do something like this. This is close to my daily, and then this is my weekly. This is my daily buy zone. So I know that if I am selling from this zone right here to this zone right here, I need 4 hours change of storyline. So I just confidently tell myself, good, that is what I am looking for. That is the SOP. Good. So now I go down to my 4 hours zone. Now 4 hours is also bullish. Good. So now this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then boom, there's a change of direction. Now 100%, 100%. This is sell. So can you guys see why gold is selling today?
100%.
You okay, good. I like what you said there. 100%, 100%, 100%. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but so
Wow.
okay, good. This one was like liquidity. I was like, gold is gonna sell from this zone right here, down here, blah blah blah. And can you see that 4 hours? Can you guys see that 4 hours change? Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Can you see that? I was like, this is where I want to down here. It is as it's very easy. Now I missed this entry here. Let me show you guys that entry. I missed that entry because I was actually driving to go get my I was driving to the bank. So now as for this entry here, this entry came from this is a dominant engulfing sell on 4 hours. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on a sec. Can you guys see that? That's the dominant engulfing sell on 4 hours.
Yeah.
Can you see that, right? So when price is pulling back, I only wanted a change of storyline on 30 minutes. And I was so pissed because that was like very perfect. Very perfect. Now, this is the first time price closed inside this zone, right? I go down to my 30 minutes. Was there a change of storyline? Was there a change of storyline? Nope. I locked out. Like I left the market entirely because I had my buys here already. I had my buys from this 4 hours zone right here. This 4 hours buy, this zone here. I had the buys going up. So I'm like, oh, what's the market doing? Like I just left the market. And when I came back, my phone actually rang that the next 4 hours candle has closed, which is this candle here. So I'm like, okay, this is like the zone that I'll be selling to. I'll be selling to this zone right here. Now, can you guys imagine that price had formed a 30% moving fail? Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
I missed that entry and I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Like I got pissed because I know what I'm looking for and it happened. I was not there to capitalize on it. I was so pissed. This was a very perfect entry. You had your entries there, and then you're riding trend against the 4 hours break. And obviously, 4 hours broke the structure and entirely broke the overall structure you wanted price to break. Which is this. Came back, tested, and then we are selling. And I think I made a video. Did I send that video to you guys? I made a video about coming back to sell here. No. I did a video. I didn't send it to you guys. I did not send it to you guys, which is bad. Did I? This is the video. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
Selling down. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is great prices. I made a video of my journal. H4 change of storyline, daily targets. And then I was like, this entire zone is where I want price to come back to. Okay, like I was like, I will be selling in between these boxes right here. But eventually, price just came back with one slim candlestick to that zone. I was targeting this left shoulder here in terms of 50% retracement. Price obviously came back, and that is why I sold from exactly. And I know very well, like, since 4 hours has changed storyline. Definitely, like, fucking definitely, we are going down here. Can you guys see that?
Wow. Yeah.
So it's not magic, it's price action. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It may take you like probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Like, if you're that really addicted to trading like I was, right? I had no one teaching me this. Like, the only person Caramelito, like my teacher Caramelito, like, I don't know. I just feel like, man, like, I know you guys are Malaysians here, but I just feel like you guys are, your mentors are hiding stuff from you guys. I don't know, right? Because I paid Caramelito, I paid Flexi FX, I paid many others, and they basically teach what they were teaching. They were just teaching the surface of the trading. They were not teaching in depthly like I'm showing you guys. Like, I'm showing you guys. You know how to trade, but like, I feel like you don't really know how to pass it down knowledge. And it took me a long time to actually saw the presence of an engulfing failed and change of storyline, which is very important. Now, to confirm that theory, confirm what I'm about to show you guys, let me show you one good example. Now, last week, this was my target, weekly engulfing buy. And since price was inside here, right? Since price was inside here. Now, I wanted to sell the market down here. Am I correct? Weekly to weekly. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah.
So what do I need?
One time frame confirmation.
On what time frame?
Daily.
For daily.
And then after the one time frame confirmation, what else do I need to see next if price has to go down to our weekly buy zone?
Starting of the H4 storyline.
No. This is a weekly zone, weekly to weekly, daily
Yeah.
change of story.
The daily.
What I wrote down for you guys is like really important. Like, really important. You guys write this down. This is right, just right in front of my trading decks. Monthly EG sell zone, right? The one time frame confirmation is a weekly EG sell. Now, if price has to go to monthly, like monthly sell zone to a monthly buy zone, weekly storyline has to change. Now, in this situation, this is weekly sell zone to weekly buy zone. I need a daily change of storyline. Let's just forget about the one time frame confirmation. The one time frame confirmation, you just know that, okay, for this weekly sell zone, I need to see a daily sell, engulfing sell to form. For this weekly buy zone, I need to see a daily engulfing buy to form. So whatever engulfing zone you have, you need to see that same engulfing on a lower time frame being formed. So in this situation, I need to see a daily engulfing sell formed or a change of storyline, whichever the case, to play with. So I'm going down to my daily. This is the reason why gold was selling massively last week. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
I think this broker didn't really show me what let me show you guys. It's forex.com. Forex.com. There was a weekly engulfing out here. Hold on a sec. Let me be sure what I'm doing. On my trading broker, this was an engulfing failed on my trading broker. Now, can you see that engulfing failed? This was an when price pull back inside this zone, right? I did it 4 hours change of storyline. Was there 4 hours change of storyline? Yep, 4 hours change of storyline. That's the reason why price was selling. In fact, you guys still want to like see more examples of the engulfing fail to get used to it, right?
Yeah, it's all practice, right? You have to make your eyes.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna like practice a few, and then I will have to end the call for tomorrow. You guys should be satisfied with that. Then I should be able to send the recordings to you guys thereafter. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of data. But anyways, this is a weekly zone. So check this out. So we wanted to sell price back to this zone. Yeah. Oh, I see. I didn't want to use broker anyway. Use this effectively. I wanted to sell the market to back to. Weekly engulfing sell zone, and then since daily weekly was already bearish, so I really wanted daily to also turn bearish after it we came inside here. So now you guys focus, listen very carefully. Now price tapped inside this zone, Did it form a daily engulfing candle? So we focus on CMP. Why did price buy from here? Price was only buying because of this zone right here. This engulfing candle here, daily. 4 hours. Daily. And if you look closely, price was unable to break outside this daily dominant engulfing buy. Right. Although we had this, in I think in our next class I will teach you guys SNL and 50% of each candle being fulfilled. Now, I expected price to come down to the 50% of this candle, which is obviously inside this engulfing. So for price to actually go down there, I needed a 4 hours change of storyline. Was there a 4 hours change of storyline? Yes. 4 hours change of storyline. Yes. Can you guys see that? Price pull back. This is definitely your entry. If you want to enter on this higher time frame, you can if you have a good balance like me. But I advise you to play the same thing when you're going on to a lower time frame. You have to be like 1 hour break. So I knew like this was where price wanted to come and hit. Obviously, price came down there. I capitalized on that. And then, okay, since we had already tested those zones on a daily time frame, these zones on a daily time frame, I knew that if price wants to go further, this is no longer fresh. So the only fresh zone is here and here. So I'm like, okay, good. That's why I'm buying it too. Now, don't forget, we are still inside a weekly engulfing sell zone. So now you can actually take this if you don't want to confuse yourself. This dominant engulfing price, because now this one comes with like years or like months of experience. I just know that this dominant engulfing has held price how many times? Held price 1, 2, 3, and then I should expect, since it's close to my weekly engulfing sell zone, it should actually respect that place and close back inside. Therefore, it's going to leave like a week on a weekly time frame. So yes. So I'm like, good. So I'm like, okay, good. That has been established. What next? Now I knew that since I already capitalized on this, and I also had my entries to buy up there in terms of like 30 minute change of storyline. Now I knew that this is where I'll be playing the market. And that this is where I'll be playing the market too. Let me take this out so you guys don't get confused. So now this is daily to daily. You play the same thing. 4 hours engulfing sell and a change of storyline. You go down to 4 hours. Now this is the first time price reacted to that zone. Let me go back to daily. And I'm sure you guys have already seen that change of storyline. I'm very sure you guys have seen that change of storyline. Now this is the first time price closed inside this zone. So now I'm going down to my 4 hours and check if they had formed an engulfing sell to the left. And obviously, price is not for an engulfing sell. I just wait. Or you trade the CMP. The CMP was 50% of this candle. That candle. Obviously, the 50% of that candle was, let's say, this 4 hours dominant engulfing by here. Let me check it out. First dominant engulfing. Price came, reacted here. I had my entries because of news, and then we still bought the upside. And then what happened was when price was cleared all the liquidities there, right here, I noticed that price had changed direction here. Can you guys see that? 4 hours. So 4 hours is
Yeah.
to monitor for change of storyline. And what happened is price came directly down to our. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Correct.
Our daily zone. Now remember that we had to break that daily zone before we back to our before we go back to this weekly buy zone. Am I correct? Now price was unable to break this buy zone, and I was like, okay, why am I buying to? Obviously, dominant candle, dominant EG, 4 hours daily. I'm like, okay, good. If I'm buying to this daily, I need 4 hours to change. Go down to 4 hours. Was there 4 hours change of line? It was a one-time frame confirmation. You would have had your early entry against this break right here. So now we are now 4 hours is now bullish 4 hours. So you're like, okay, good. We are inside this daily zone right now. So you're going to focus on buying till there was a change of storyline. This is it. Now look at this. This is a very important part. 4 hours daily. So going down to my daily. This is where I wanted price to come. These two zones here and here. So obviously price closed inside that zone, and I wanted to sell the market down to this dominance, this EG daily EG buy. Now price closed inside here, right? And I'm like, okay, I need like 4 hours to change its storyline before I actually sell the market down there. And what happened was that while price was buying, I wanted a zone to refine. So I'm like, okay, good. This is a very good zone. Like when we are talking about time frame refinement, I'll teach you guys how to refine properly. But first, I'm teaching you guys engulfing field, the power of engulfing field in terms of direction. So that's my 4 hours. I knew that, okay, good. If price has to go down to my daily time frame, I have to respect that zone. I need to see this break here. I need to see that break. Right? So
Yes.
price tapped inside the zone. I wanted to sell this market. Now 4 hours was still bearish because of this. 1 hour was still bearish because of this. Because of this candle here. Can you guys see this candle? Let me explain something. This is where 4 hours change storyline. Ever since then, 4 hours has been 1 hour has been trending. This candle, this particular engulfing, violated this high, this liquidity here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like high. That place was violated. So now obviously this 1 hour zone had to fail. Now price came back, tapped into this 1 hour zone. Now when price was pulling back, now I saw this closure here, and I was like, now this could be a possible entry down, like down. This was news. So I'm like, okay, good. Now 1 hour engulfing sell to 1 hour to 1 hour engulfing buy. I need a 15 minutes change of storyline. 15 minutes. It's possible. Let's go down to 15 minutes. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see that?
Yes.
15 minutes entry. Boom, straight up. Very simple. Good. Engulfing fell. Entry at engulfing fell. So good. 1 hour. Where are we heading to? Obviously, that was a very massive push. So 4 hours would have broken its structure, which is this. And now, as 4 hours broke its structure, definitely daily structure was broken in that process. So definitely you have your entries here, and then there's a break of structure. Very beautiful. Now you're not done. You're like, this is just the beginning, because at the end of the day, this is our overall target. Now price pull back here. You're like, okay, good. Where do I want to sell this market from? Obviously, this zone right here is also included, which is our daily zone. And you're like, okay, price pull back, tapped inside that zone, tapped inside this zone. So anything, this horizontal line, anything to the left is the closure of this bullish candle inside this engulfing failed, and anything to the left is the next candle. So going down to my 4 hours, price form an engulfing sell confirmation. 4 hours inner structure was bullish. So we focus on the 4 hours inner structure. Remember what I said? If daily is bearish but 4 hours is bullish, what do? Continue trading CMP. And I knew my next target, price had to clear this high, and I knew my next target was either here or this engulfing sell zone. So I just marked the two of them. Just mark the two. Check this one out. Check this out so you guys don't get.
So you always go from the order of time frames, right?
I always do what?
Order of time frames, like weekly, daily, H4, H1, not like you're jumping from like H1 to M30.
Yes, you don't jump from H4 to M30. Are you crazy? You can literally you can jump from H4 to M30. Like the thing is, let me align this thing with you guys. We have daily, right? Daily. Okay, good. Wait. Monthly. Anything that has to do with monthly, it's weekly for you. Anything that has to do with weekly, you just need to understand that it is daily that we will be working against weekly. If it is daily, you just know that it is 4 hours that you'll be working with. If it is H4, you know that you're working with H1 or M30. If it is H1, you know that you are definitely working with M15. If it is M15, oh sorry, M30, M30 slash M15, you know that you're working with M5. That's all. I don't really like to go down to 1 minute, right? Because 1 minute, like, you have different noises, and like sometimes you just sell at an engulfing fail, price will still go up, like far up, and still come down. So what's the point? So good. these are the time frames that I work with. So that you understand the storyline. See, it's all about storyline. That is the point. Once you understand the power of storyline, like I explained to you guys about going to work, storyline aligns price. So you know that if price was to go from a daily sell zone to a daily buy zone, already we know that daily is bearish. Daily is bullish, right? Daily is buying, but the buy is daily is only retracing to the daily engulfing buy. Let me explain to you guys this thing. You have daily is buying, right? Or daily is trending, buys, it's trending, buying, and then you know that since this was another low, like price came up like this, respect another engulfing buy here and buy, and since price is retracing, you are looking at buying either at this engulfing failed or this engulfing buy. Now this is how it's going to come down on a 4 hours time frame. You just know that 4 hours is bearish, right? So until 4 hours breaks this zone, price may not go up. Maybe it wanted to come further down, and then if it breaks this zone, you know it is going up. So you can't just jump from 4 hours. You can't just, since this is a daily push, you can't jump from daily to 1 hour. What if you jump from 1 hour and this is what 1 hour is showing you? 1 hour is buying. You will have the wrong information. Do you understand?
Right.
You have to align them. You know that okay, 4 hours, you align them to 1 hour. If it is daily, you have to follow them like a child. You can't just jump. You can't just jump from first to third. No, I
Yeah.
see a lot.
And you
Of,
and you can't
I
pick
see,
the random easy,
yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
see a lot of SNL, but I'm not sure. I don't really trade using SNL, but SNL is also a very good backbone to my trading strategy. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to explain. So whenever I knew that 4 hours needed to change, 15 minutes changed here, and this is where 4 hours change each storyline. This zone right here. That's why it was selling. And ever since then, 4 hours has just been bearish, 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 bearish. Look at this. Let me do this with you guys. Look at this. Ever since price broke here, 4 hours has just been bearish.
I think it got.
Bearish until price broke. Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
hello.
Continue. Yeah, we can hear you.
That is what I was trying to explain to you guys. Okay, good. So check this one out. Ever since then, price has just been bullish. Like you can imagine the amount of pips you could have capitalized on just trading that alone. 4 hours change in storyline. So although 4 hours is a long time, right? Basically, if I just look at the market and I don't have a clear direction, instead of taking losses, I just wait for 4 hours to close, and then I know what to do. So basically, now if you go back to 3 months candle, 3 months or 1 year, that brings us back to 1 year. You guys remember that this is an engulfing failed on 12 months. Price came back, tested it. Now the same thing. I need to see a 3 month engulfing buy and a 3 month change of storyline. Now I'm going down to my 3 months. Please, has there been a 3 month change of storyline? No,
No.
no. So now I am selling back to this 3 months here. Can you guys see that? So my
Yeah.
3 months is telling me to sell. 3 months is telling me to sell, but 1 year is telling me to buy. Which one do I focus on?
3 months.
Good, good, good. Focus on the current market price. Good. Now, for this 3 months engulfing sell zone, right? I'll give you guys an assignment after this. For this 3 months engulfing sell zone, for price to actually go from this 3 months to 3 months engulfing buy, the same procedures, even if you have a 10 years time frame, the same thing. So now, for my 3 months engulfing sell zone, first of all, I need a monthly sell confirmation and a monthly change of storyline if price is going to go here. Now, has there been a monthly change of storyline? Monthly engulfing sell as a one time frame confirmation? Yes, that is why we are selling the market monthly. Now, this is where market is supposed to change storyline. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, in terms of personal, price came and tested the zone first of all. Came back, he pulled back. Okay, good. Now, how do I explain this? Now, price came up here. Now, I'll be looking for sales down to this engulfing buy. So now, let's just say there was a zone here on monthly for monthly to respect, right? So monthly to a monthly buy, I need to see a weekly change of storyline. Am I correct?
Yes, 100%.
Good. So now I'm going down to, was there a weekly change of storyline? Yes, there was a weekly change of storyline. That is why price was selling weekly. Can you see that? Perfect. Perfecto. Now, weekly is bearish, but monthly is still overall trend. Monthly overall trend is still bullish. Why? Because if you look at this leg brought price up, and ever since then, these two legs have not violated this place. So this is more like a retracement for price to actually go up. But if price should break this zone like this particular zone like this, monthly is bearish, but monthly is bullish. But we can say that the current market price right now, the current market price right now is bearish because of this engulfing failed here. Ever since then, there has not been any engulfing failed here. So the current market price is bearish on monthly time frame. So now you guys bear with me. Just a little time. Now price came back and closed inside this monthly engulfing failed. Monthly engulfing sell, one time frame confirmation that we needed for our 3 months zone. Now price came up here. Now for me to actually sell down to this zone right here, when price closes inside this zone, what is one of the criteria? Weekly change of storyline. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now weekly was already bearish. Note this. Weekly was already bearish. But this is where I wanted price to actually break for the storyline to change. Am I correct? But since weekly was already bearish, I only wanted daily after coming to this zone, right, to also be bearish. And daily did just exactly that. That is why it was selling. This is it. Engulfing failed. That is it. Price felt that zone, and that's the reason why daily was selling. And so now we have a weekly zone. Market actually sold back to our weekly zone and then broke out of this zone. Now, when price broke out of that zone, this is where we wanted to sell the market to, obviously on the weekly time frame. Right? On the weekly time frame. Because we are still inside our monthly buy zone, regardless. This is the current CMP right now. We are still inside this monthly buy zone. So until this price breaks, this zone breaks, I'll be looking for buys, but yet still focusing on what the lower time frame is telling me. So basically, right now, this is liquidity. This is liquidity, right? And now the only zone available after this zone, right, is this zone right here. So I might expect market to sell down there only if I have a weekly break of change of storyline, where only if weekly should break this place. That is where price will go down to that zone that I'm talking about. So this one is no more valid to me. Now, this is a weekly zone right here. So weekly to weekly, I needed a daily one time frame confirmation, which has been formed now as a result of our 4 hours change of storyline. Like you guys can you see that? You need to align everything. This is a daily one time frame confirmation, and this daily one time frame confirmation came as a result of a 4 hours change in storyline. Obviously, this broker is even nice. This broker, it was a break of structure here. Very, very beautiful. Like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. The 4 hours broke his structure, pullback, entry at probably 1 hour. You want to use 1 hour. Anything you want to use this 1 hour change of storyline here. Anything you want, like it's your choice. But for me, I played 30 minutes. 30 minutes what I was looking for. Right? Give me what I was looking for, and that's the market. And that's why I'm still selling and I'm holding till debt. So basically, price is obviously going down to this daily buy. Like I am 100% certain that it is going down there, not because I know too much, but it's because repeatedly, and I've backtested within previous data, this is what market wants to do daily. So if price should break this daily zone, right? If price should break this daily zone, we are going down here. This zone right here. So do you guys understand me? Do you guys understand so far?
Yeah, very much.
So just in case you guys have like any question, you can always write them down after watching the videos and like just let me know. Okay. So the most important thing is that the focus on involving fails, right? If you go and look at my trades on my Instagram page, my histories, I only enter trades like any other ones you see is probably because of trend lines or whatever, but 100% I always like to enter when I see an engulfing belt on a lower time frame, and that is like holy grail. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, I have 3 people on this video. I want you guys, your assignment personally, I want you guys to send it to my own personal message, not the group, right? Send it to my personal message. Go and analyze GBP JPY and tell me what you are expecting the market to do. Send them to me privately. Okay? Go and mark see what you guys to do. GJ. Mark confirmations that you have that happened last month and send them to me. I want to see you guys are on the same page with me. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Guys, everyone stay safe. I'll send the videos when I'm done.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss.